Yo, welcome back to the From Philly to Fame podcast. I'm your main man, CJ2K Caleb. It's my man, Max here. And today we got a special guest. He specializes in a lot of things baseball, basketball, whatever y'all need. My man, Jake here. Jake, try to introduce yourself.
Uh, what's good, y'all? It's Jake. I mostly specialize in baseball, and like Caleb said, a bunch of other sports, and yeah, that's it.
Word.
Yeah, word. Let's go.
All
Let's go.
right. Well, today we're gonna start off with baseball. Actually, our first podcast with baseball. Caleb's gonna be more of a moderator today.
Don't worry, I'm
Moderator
gonna catch up on the
CJ.
baseball. I'm gonna catch up on the baseball scene.
He's
Just
gonna
give me a
learn a
little bit.
little. um. So basically, just talking about all of the free agent signings that happen and how it's gonna impact the teams, in a good way or a bad way. If it's gonna work out, if we think it's not gonna work out. And these are just our thoughts. Could be wrong, could be right. So I mean, there are obviously a lot of big signings. With some of the main ones being Trevor Bauer, George Springer, and JT Realmuto coming back to the Phillies. And there were some trades, but trades, of course, are big. Not free agency, but we can get to trades a little later. Because of course, Lindor to the Mets was a
Mhm.
good one for the Mets, sadly. Anyway, Jake, what do you think is the best free agent signing? What do you think was the best free agent signing so
Um,
far? Of this?
the best free agent signing was 1,000%. The Dodgers, like that, just made the team so much better, and it easily made them the best. It gave them the best rotation in Major League Baseball because they already had Kershaw and Walker Bueller and Dustin May, and the Urias guy, and they just added like last year's Cy Young Award winner, and it just made them so much better. And they already have been like incredible offense, including Mookie Betts, who I think is gonna be one of the best in baseball this year, and Cody
It
Bellinger.
was last year.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna be one of the best again.
Again, okay. You think?
And Cody Bellinger, and they signed back Justin Turner, which was a big signing. I wanted the Nats to get him, but it's cool.
Oh, he's
And
a Nationals fan, by the way.
I'm on Washington. Didn't mention that. And yeah, I don't know. Dodgers they're looking really good.
It kind of reminded me of KD to Golden State, except in baseball. So it was like annoying, but
Mm-hmm. Well, Katie, no, it's not like that. It's because Trevor Bauer, he was on like
bad.
Cleveland for a while, and then a few years ago he got traded to the Reds, and then he won Cy Young on the Reds, and um and then went to the championship winning team. KD, he lost to the Warriors in the playoffs. He blew a 3-1 lead to them, and then went to them. So that's what's different between those two. I
Yeah.
also think that the JT Realmuto signing was one of the best, and um I mean they couldn't have given him like a better offer than that because they really needed him to sign that, or else
Gave him a
they would have
big
no hope.
offer.
You said what?
Gave him a pretty big offer.
I know, but that's the best catcher in baseball. So
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like uh Springer to the Blue Jays was a kind of hidden gem there because
uh,
people forget. I mean, yes, the playoffs were expanded last year, but the Blue Jays still made it as a decent young team, and bringing in that veteran presence with George Springer to play outfield and his bat, not to mention.
hmm
You still got Vlad there, Bo Bichette. You got some great.
yeah, the Blue Jays made a lot of moves this offseason. They got that infielder Marcus Simeon, and they got a pitcher. What pitcher did they get? They got some good pitcher. Oh, they got Steven Matz, who used to be he's a
Gifted
lefty.
Matt.
He used to be pretty good for the Mets for like a season or two. Maybe he'll be good on the Blue Jays. But
Wasn't very good on the Mets.
The Blue Jays remind me of the Angels because like the Angels got Trout and Rendon and these other people.
The Angels weren't
But
very
they don't
good.
got no pitching.
The Angels have wasted Mike Trout's career.
Mm-hmm.
Should have came to Philly, back home, but whatever.
And I want to talk about the Mets and the Indians trade real quick. I thought that trade was one of the worst like trades I've ever seen in sports history. Like that's like me getting like finessed in fantasy, and like it's like
Which happens a lot.
which happens
A
a
lot.
lot. And like it was terrible. Like it was a few picks and some bumps for Carrasco, who's a great like starting pitcher 3, and for Francisco Lindor, who's one of the best shortstops in baseball. And I don't know why they would ever do that. Like now, Shane Bieber is just there by himself, and Jose Ramirez is good, but Shane, I don't know. The Indians are gonna be terrible.
Terrible. Yeah, and I think the Mets definitely had the best offseason so far. And I think Toronto's up there though.
I think the Nationals are up there actually.
Of course. Tell me why. Tell me why you think the Nationals up there. I'm
All
interested.
right, so way like beginning in November, I believe they got Josh Bell, right? Josh Bell, 2019 All-Star. Didn't have a really good 2020 season, but like nobody had a really good 2020 season, if we're being honest. Like some people did, but like 2020, that didn't count. Anyways, we got Josh Bell, who's gonna be like who our hitting staff, the Nats hitting staff is like really like good, one of the best in baseball. And Josh Bell was coming from the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are it's the Pittsburgh Pirates, and um and I don't know, I thought that trade was really good. We sent like a few picks in for him, and Josh Bell's gonna be a really good 4-hitter for us behind Juan Soto, and before that Trey Turner.
I feel like he's a good power hitter, but
Mm-hmm.
he either hits bombs or he strikes out.
Yeah,
That's
and
how I
he does. He has a good glove at first base. And we got
Big dude.
huh?
He's a huge guy. He's so tall.
And then we got Kyle Schwarber. We signed him. I really liked it. It's just that means they're gonna put Schwarber at left field, and then Victor Robles, who's whatever, he's gonna play center. He's a really great center fielder, just not that good at hitting. And then Juan Soto will play right field, which he's never really played in the major leagues before.
Juan Soto can adjust though. He's
Yeah,
that
he
type
can
of player.
adjust. It's just hopefully he just won't be uncomfortable, because like Juan Soto, he's one of the best hitters in the league, and I mean he has to have a good season this year. And then we signed John Lester to a 1-year deal.
Old.
He's old, but Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer are old. So
Okay, but they're still
sign all these guys. Sign all these guys to 1-year deals, which shows
they're
that
still top quality pitchers though. John Lester, he fell off after he left.
Yeah, but he's gonna be the Nats 4 or 5 pitcher, which is good for John Lester, which will give problems to the NL East. And then we got reliever Brad Hand, who's top 5 reliever in the league.
Yeah, I did like that
He's
a question
really
that signed for you. Brad Hand he's solid.
Yeah, he's good in my opinion. So yeah, I mean that's why I think the Nats really did well. And then I think a team that didn't do well in my opinion was the Yankees. The Yankees should have done a lot better. They shouldn't have signed Corey Kluber.
They got back LeMahieu though.
They got back LeMahieu. That was a really good signing for them, because a lot of other teams wanted LeMahieu. He's one of the best. He's probably the best second baseman in baseball. And LeMahieu's really good. And
Corey Kluber though, that kind of surprised me.
Corey Kluber won the Cy Young, and then a year later he didn't play, and then he got traded to the Rangers.
He said the Texans.
and, He signed. I don't know if he got traded or got signed with the Rangers. Sorry, and I mean he didn't really do anything important there, and
Right.
I don't know. I think they just wasted money on him.
And they also lost Tanaka
They
to
lost Naka and they lost James Paxton. And James Paxton, I mean, he was with the Yankees for a couple years, but
yeah, he was a solid starter.
yeah, he was pretty good.
But still think the Nationals don't have a chance to win the NL East. Neither do the Phillies. I'm not saying that to be biased. Although you're definitely still a little mad Bryce Harper came to us. Anyway,
All right, continue.
so I feel like there were a lot of actually I'm gonna talk about the Phillies because you talked about the Nationals.
Go for it.
They they had a few like great signings that, you know, kind of hidden, especially Archie Bradley, relief pitcher, who was solid for the Diamondbacks. We saw him do a 1 year deal. And obviously re-signing JT and re-signing Didi, a great hitter. I think we have a great lineup, great power hitting lineup. We definitely still need some work with pitching. You know, Nola and Wheeler are great. Arrieta's gone, which, you know, doesn't upset me. He was old. I mean, he was solid. He was all right, but he was not, you know, always there. And our bullpen, which Archie Bradley will help a lot, and hopefully some of our some of our pitchers hopefully can bounce back to the way they were before last year, like Hector Neris. And we should get I could be wrong about this. I don't know if Sir Anthony Dominguez is coming back this year or later this year. He's had a lot of injury problems, but he was great for us year before last. So yeah, I do think that it'll come down to the Braves and Mets in that division, though.
The thing with the Braves is that they're not gonna have like I don't they're not gonna have enough pitching to really hold them to like in those 3-4 game series against those good teams. Like they just don't have the pitching for that. They 1,000% have the hitting. They have Acuna, they have Freeman,
Re-signed Ozuna.
they have Azuna. Um uh Ozzy Albies, he's kind of whatever.
Yeah,
And
I can't name very many pitchers for the Braves.
neither can I. They lost one of their good guys. Um but they're not I don't know. I really don't see them. I I just think they're a couple good all stars on the team. I don't see Ozuna doing too well.
Yeah, I see the Mets taking the division, which I would not have said that if they had not traded for Lindor, because that really they also got a James McCann, who was a catcher for the White Sox last year, who's an underrated catcher in my opinion. If the Phillies didn't end up re-signing JT, I think James McCann would have been the way to go because he would have been cheaper, but he's also, you know, a great starting catcher.
He's good. He used to be with the Yankees before Gary
Yeah.
Sanchez.
And also they re-signed Stroman is back. He came back on. I don't know if they re-signed him or if he had like a player option or something. But I see the Mets taking the division. But I don't think anyone will stop the Dodgers this year. It's upsetting.
I think it'll be a Dodgers White Sox World Series.
White Sox.
The White Sox are
I
going to
really liked the Rays last year. I don't know if they'll be back though.
I don't think they're going to make it.
Especially after trading Snell.
Yeah. They lost
They
Snell.
pulled Snell in the game.
They lost. Oh yeah, and the Braves have Charlie Morton.
I did forget about that. He's older, but he's still,
Yeah.
solid.
He's good. But yeah, the Braves. I don't know. It's between the Braves and the Mets, and the Nats are a little below, and the Phillies are below her, and the Marlins have no hopes.
Marlins had a lucky season last year.
Yeah.
I think the Phillies will finish in third with the Nationals behind them, but we could go on and on about that debate all day, but we're not going to right now. I do wish I love the Padres so much. I love Fernando Tatis, and they're pitching. I think they're shouted out by the Dodgers because they're in the same division, and I wish they weren't because I really like them.
I mean,
but sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say that like, it's probably gonna be like, a Dodgers Padres wild card this year.
Yeah, because it'll have to be.
Mm-hmm.
If it was, I wish they, honestly, as crazy as last year was, I loved having more teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was fun. The single game eliminations, those were cool.
Because there weren't any single game eliminations.
Oh, I lied. I meant double elimination. It was double elimination.
It was like 3-game series. All right, we don't need to get into that. But I just like more playoff baseball. Like I feel like
it's more intense.
Only 4 teams to start. Like make it like how the NFL has it or NBA. They have more rounds.
The NBA.
Plus, it'll give the Phillies a better chance to get into the playoffs. So that's nicer for me. So I think that'll do it for our baseball portion of today's episode.
All right, y'all want to start with some trade rumors. NFL trade rumors. First, I want to start with Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. Where is he going to go and what's going on with that situation? The Houston Texans organization is a total dumpster fire, starting with Bill O'Brien trading away DeAndre Hopkins, letting go to Davion Clowney. J.J. Watt doesn't even want to be there anymore. Jack Easterby is a terrible general manager. You said what?
You said J.J. Watt doesn't want to be there anymore. I said he's not there.
I said he's not there anymore. He didn't want to be there anymore. Now he's gone. Kyle McNair is a terrible owner. Did y'all know this? The Houston Texans are not even allowing fans in the stadiums next year, even with COVID, because of a philosophical change. I think that tells you what's going on with the organization.
Wait, you just confused me.
Even without Kyle McNair, the owner, said that.
Are you saying if fans are allowed to come in?
Even if fans are allowed, they said they're not having fans.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think that tells you right there. Deshaun Watson doesn't want to be there. Even though they say he's going to be there, he made it clear that he doesn't want to be there.
You think he'll hold out training camp or no?
Yeah, he will. I'm not lost in my mind. He's going to hold out on training camp.
I don't think he will. He doesn't seem like that type of player.
He doesn't, but with the Houston Texans, you're dealing with the Houston Texans, he does.
True.
So you have a situation where it's a toxic relationship that's unrepairable, and the quarterback wants out. So now you're looking at trade packages. You have the Dolphins as one. I think that's the best trade package. Maybe the Jets. I highly doubt that, though. I heard San Fran getting thrown in there. Maybe the Patriots, maybe the Colts. But most likely, in my opinion, they're probably going to give them to the Dolphins. I'm guessing for Tua, probably a couple first-round picks and a second-round pick. For the Texans, that's not bad. For the Dolphins, that's pretty good because you're getting Deshaun Watson, who's inevitably going to be a top 5 quarterback in the league. If he already isn't now. It's weird as it is because I still don't know if the Texans will trade him, because unlike basketball, James Harden to play, football is a team sport. So he can sit out and they just might not want to trade him just to be petty because it just happens like that. They didn't trade Le'Veon Bell. They just let him sit. So they might not trade him. They might just let him sit. Who knows? But yeah, it's a complicated situation with Deshaun Watson. Do I think he's going to get traded? Probably, and probably to the Dolphins. If it's anywhere else than the Dolphins and the Jets, I would be surprised. Even though I did hear earlier that the Panthers offered a trade package, which included 3 first-round picks and Christian McCaffrey. That is very interesting.
No way. Where did you hear that?
I have sources.
I saw that, and then they deleted the post.
Who did it? Bleacher Report or something?
No. It was like some insider thing.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Bleacher Report wouldn't do that. That is
I'm-
crazy. Although I was gonna say I was hoping you wouldn't bring up the Panthers, so I could be the one bringing them up. But I would love to see Deshaun Watson go to the Panthers.
yes.
They, in my opinion, would be playoff contenders automatically
Right.
because
I think so.
you saw them with a good Cam Newton. Not
Different coach now though.
Matt Rule is a great coach. You saw
He's
what he
a
did
great
with
coach.
You saw what he did with Temple.
They building up that defense. They need to fill out the old line if Taylor Moton leaves, but they can pair Carolina building up something good with that new system and new
Robbie
philosophies and all
Anderson
that.
might be the most underrated receiver in the league.
DJ
He's
Moore.
all right. He's okay. Come on now.
Curtis
He's
Samuel.
okay.
I think
Curtis
that
Samuel was good, even though he's a free agent this year.
I think that the best move is probably Deshaun Watson to the Broncos for I saw this on SportsCenter. It was Deshaun Watson to the Broncos for 2 first-round picks, Tim Patrick, Drew Lock, and a second-round pick. I feel like that makes the most sense because or no, 3 first-round picks and a second-round pick. And Tim Patrick and Drew Lock. I feel like that's a really good trade, and it's pretty good for like both sides because Drew Lock, I mean, like he's no like star, but he's whatever. And Tim Patrick, he's pretty. He was a good receiver. He was a good second wide receiver for the Broncos behind Jerry.
Especially with Sutton now. But
so if
I don't think
he go with Jalen, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. That's a Noah Fant. That's a pretty good team you got there.
I honestly never thought of that. I mean, I knew that was a rumor, but I never really thought of what would be there with Deshaun Watson. And I mean, I don't think I had so much potential in Drew Lock this year. Like I thought he was gonna be like the steal of not the steal. I thought he would be like such a sleeper. In fantasy, I drafted him because I was like, I'm gonna draft him up in my backup, and he's gonna do so well. I don't know. I just ever since that video of him rapping on the sideline came out, I love Drew Lock. So I don't know. I thought Drew Lock was gonna be good, but he got injured a little, but he's not a franchise quarterback in my eyes.
He's not a franchise quarterback at all. But that Deshaun Watson situation is weird, and if he gets wherever he gets traded, is going to change the whole NFL. It's going to
he's that type of player. It's just It's just a matter of what teams are willing to give up, and it's a matter of if the Texans are willing to do that trade.
Right.
Because he is going to need at least 3 firsts and a solid young player.
I will do it. I will pull the trigger. The Patriots, especially. I think the Patriots should do that.
It would be such a Bill Belichick move to get him for less.
It would. But another player, there's a couple other players moving. Jimmy Garoppolo might be moving.
Carson Wentz
might be moving. Who else might be moving? Big Ben might retire. Who knows about that one?
Breeze.
Sam Darnold is going to move.
Dak Prescott.
Dak might be moving too.
I heard that there's
so many rumors.
There's issues they can't they've been arguing or whatever Dak and the Cowboys. They haven't been giving him the right contract. I heard that.
He's been asking for a lot because he thinks he's worth it, and the Cowboys do not think he is. So they'll probably franchise tag him again.
I think he's worth it.
I think he's more than worth it.
I think he's worth it. But I would not be upset to see him leave the division. And then maybe I want
him to go to the hole. He's good. If he doesn't go back to the Cowboys, then he's either gonna go
Panthers,
the Patriots, or the football team.
Your team has no name. Why are you talking about them?
He's not gonna go to another team in the division.
He's not gonna go to a team with no name.
I don't think so. And I would love to see the Panthers get Deshaun Watson or Dak Prescott. It's very unlikely that they get Dak Prescott. still kind of unlikely that they get Deshaun Watson, but it's more likely than Dak Prescott.
Dak is going to go somewhere and get his $40 million. Where he's going to get it from somewhere. Somebody is going to want his services. Who? I don't know.
I mean, the Cowboys saw. I mean, they weren't, amazing with Dak, but they were much worse without Dak.
Their defense was terrible, but their offense was the best in the league.
Where do y'all think JJ Watt's gonna go?
Pittsburgh.
I don't think Pittsburgh. I don't know why people keep saying Pittsburgh.
He might want to play with his brothers.
And who? Oh, what's your point?
They don't need him. Their defense is not the problem for their team.
Although if
he wants to go to win,
if he wants a ring, he should go to Tampa Bay. Actually, no.
No.
The Packers.
He might. The Packers. I think.
I saw the Packers. I saw something today saying he had interest in Cleveland.
Yeah, I saw that too. Him and Myles Garrett on two different edges will be. Ooh, that's scary.
And the same division going against his brothers.
That'll be good. I think he's gonna go to the Packers.
I think he probably will go to the Packers. He might go back to Wisconsin because that's where he's from.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think of that. I'll switch it up. I'll say I don't know, to be honest. I'll say Browns.
Don't switch it up now. You said the Steelers. Don't switch it up now. Keep your opinion.
Okay, Steelers, fine. We're cool.
Oh, right. Stay with your opinion.
No, but I said I don't remember exactly what I said. But yeah, we'll stick with the Steelers if I must. Mr.
Max, I wanted to ask you this because I know you're very, very passionate about this player. Where do you think Carson Wentz is going to go? And if you don't want him to get traded, do you want him to stay here?
At this point, I want him to get traded.
Why, Max? Why?
Because if we can get a first-round pick in this year,
we're not getting a first-round pick. They're
not trading him unless they get a first-round pick.
Then he's going to stay. You're not getting a first-round pick for a guy who can barely throw a football.
He had last season was a horrible season for him. No. I think teams want to know. They want him to reset in a new system and get back to the Carson Wentz, the MVP level Carson Wentz that we saw in 2017. And I think that if teams believe they can do that, they will pull the trigger for Carson Wentz.
Here's my thing, right?
Like the Bears. I think the Bears would be the team to give us a great offer. That's the only team, though, because I don't think any other GM would.
This is what I'm trying to say, but this is what I'm trying to say, right?
Maybe Indy. Go ahead.
Maybe he did not have receivers, and maybe his line didn't get hurt. Okay, just listen. Maybe he didn't have receivers, maybe his line got hurt, right? And maybe a little bit of that is on the organization. But if you actually watch the games, his throwing mechanics and his accuracy is terrible.
It was last year.
He played horrible, and maybe that's a confidence issue.
I'm not saying you're. I didn't say that last year. I already said last year he played horrible.
My issue right now is get rid of Howie.
Oh yeah, Howie's got to go.
He has to go. Why?
If he drafts Kyle Pitts, there's nothing against Kyle Pitts, but we do not need another tight end. Zach Ertz will probably be gone, but Dallas Goedert is a great tight end, and I do not think we need another.
There's two people in Philadelphia need to be gone.
Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle are going to be on the board for
Jamar Chase. Hopefully.
Most likely the Eagles pick. No, Jamar Chase is going to get picked.
No, I've been with the chase for Jamar for the whole year now. I'm not leaving without Jamar Chase.
No, the Eagles are they're gonna have Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle on their board, and if they draft Kyle Pitts or Micah Parsons, then
I would be happier with Micah Parsons than Kyle Pitts. That's how I feel.
Well,
Kyle Pitts not bad. He's more of a receiver.
Bad. There's nothing against him. I just don't think we need him. I think there are.
If you actually watch the film, though, he's like more of a receiver.
Yeah, he's just a big receiver.
He like Mike Evans. He's like a big receiver.
And I feel like
he's not as fast.
Howie would see that and be like, "Oh, big receiver. He's gonna be what we wanted JJ Arthur-Whiteside to be."
No. There's three
No, I
people
said
to
what we
go in
wanted him to
Philadelphia.
be. I just said
Uh-uh.
he's not that good.
JJ, I think, the right side. Howie Roseman and Danny Green. They can all just leave. They can leave.
Don't even get me started about Danny Green after watching
Wait,
the game last
why
night.
does everyone hate Danny Green now?
This man, listen,
All right,
right?
let's stay on
Dale,
topic.
I watched the Sixers
just
game.
okay. We'll stay on topic. Let me just say this, right? Let's say this about the Sixers because we're about to move on topics anyway. Danny Green might be the most useless player I have ever seen in my life. He sits there while in the zone while the players just shoot. He can't knock down a shot, and I don't know. He's just done. I can't with Danny Green anymore. I just can't.
All right, now that quick rant about Danny Green is gone, let's get back to football. I think this is what I think is going to happen. I think the Eagles are going to trade Carson Wentz to the Bears for a first, Nick Foles, and a fifth.
You're lying.
Carson Wentz and a third they're going to give.
You'll be lucky if you get a second for Carson Wentz.
I truly believe that Carson Wentz is worth a first-round pick. And the only reason I have Nick Foles in there is because you can't have Carson Wentz and Nick Foles in the same room again.
I think if he goes to the Colts, then they'll get a first-round pick in return.
Someone, I think it was
Bears,
Jaworski, who said that Colts offered 2 seconds. But I don't know how accurate that is. There's so many out there.
That's actually.
I don't want. I want a first.
I would rather him stay. Honestly,
you need one good wide receiver, just one great wide receiver.
Jamar Chase.
Listen, got bold prediction. I got bold prediction.
Oh, bold prediction.
They trade both Wentz and Hurts, and they draft a quarterback in the top 10.
If that happens, I will be done with the Eagles organization.
Think about it though.
What if Justin Fields is still in the clock when y'all draft?
I'm just saying, think about it. Just think. Isn't that a Howie Roseman move to draft a quarterback in the top 6 when you have? Just think about it.
Because Justin Fields could still be on the board. It just depends if Zach Wilson or
Could you imagine if they draft Trey Lance, the other quarterback out of North Dakota State again?
If they drafted, I would lose.
Got rid of one North Dakota State.
I would lose all hope. I'd sit back watching my Washington football team and just smile.
Taylor Heineke and your Washington football team.
No,
I do love Chase Young though.
I think Washington is gonna get Marcus Mariota.
I forgot all about Mariota.
He's a bum, but that's who they said they're interested in. They tried to trade for what's his name, Matthew Stafford, but they didn't get it.
No, I don't think they were willing to give up that much.
Wait, have y'all made an episode since the Super Bowl? No, right?
We have not.
All right, Caleb, it's time for you to admit who is the greatest quarterback to ever live.
Oh yes, that is a great thing. Let's hear it, Caleb. I want to hear Tom Brady.
Peyton Manning last time. Caleb, who's the best quarterback of all time? Caleb.
Peyton Manning.
7 rings.
Listen, bro. Listen, because I can't stand this. I want to talk about this. This is what I did want to talk about. So
I don't like Tom Brady either, but you gotta.
That's not the point, right? I've been seeing for the last 2 weeks is Tom Brady the best individual athlete of all time, and that's crazy.
Not athlete.
Oh, individual athlete. No,
I said quarterback.
Even in the NFL, just listen to me, right? There's 22 people who play, 11 on both sides. The quarterback is one of them, and probably the most important position. Maybe, and that's just maybe because the whole defensive side has to play too. The quarterback you can have the first offense in the league. If you have the worst defense, then you just done for. But that's not the point. Tom Brady played on his first 2 years in the league. I give him. He was a game manager. He counted on his defense to do it for him, right? You can't say that a quarterback is just the best on the team and that leads a team because he's not responsible for a Buccaneers team who was good last year.
who was good last year.
They were listen,
All they
James wants to
needed
do
was
30 interceptions. That's
They
he
make-
throws 10 less interceptions they make in the playoffs.
No, I can't disagree with that statement a lot, but you saw what Tom Brady did to that organization. All the touchdowns that were scored in the Super Bowl were by players who came to the Buccaneers because of Tom Brady.
He recruited them. He recruited a super team.
His impact because of how good he is.
It's a-
Gronk came out
Listen.
of retirement to play with Tom Brady again. Fournette
like
signed, almost got cut, and
None
stayed.
of them, and none of them are all that.
Fournette is a top. Listen, right? Fournette was a top 5 pick for a reason. I don't know why people are acting like he wasn't good. Fournette was literally probably a top 10 running
Who
back.
said he wasn't good?
I'm not saying y'all. I'm not saying y'all. I'm just saying people in
Fournette is
general.
a top 10 running back in the league
No, he said
He was.
on the Jaguars.
Like he didn't stack up 300,000-yard seasons in a row.
playoff.
Fournette is the top 10 running back. He got Antonio Brown, who was before he left, he was a top 2 receiver in the league. People somehow forget that. He has Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, 2 All-Pros.
Antonio Brown fell off though. He's not the same as he used to
Okay,
be.
He's
I'm not.
literally the exact same player.
No, he's not. He's not the
Definitely
same.
not the
He's
exact
not the same route runner, and he's not the same route runner, and he's worse. He got worse.
He still creates the same separation, and he still does the same
He
things.
missed the whole season because of injury, and then he went to the Raiders and like got cut there, and then went to the Patriots, and then he was out for the rest of the season because he had like a rape allegation, and then he came back in like week 5 or something, or no, like week 9 actually, and then played that, and he was mid, like he was an average receiver. He was like a, I don't know, he was like a, he's not an all pro. He's not an all pro receiver anymore.
Not only did he have 3 All-Pro receivers,
You said what?
and probably the greatest tight end of all time. Not only did he have that, not only did he have an All-Pro line at the same time, he also had a defense that was top 5 in the league. Please.
I'm not. So how we got here, I wasn't saying that this year wasn't his easiest, and I don't think it was his easiest.
It wasn't his easiest, but this was his best team for sure. That or the 16-0 year.
Okay. When Peyton Manning won the Super Bowl with the Broncos, that defense was the best in the NFL. The defense was the best in the NFL.
The defense won the Super Bowl for him. Von Miller won Super Bowl MVP.
All right, I got that one.
When they won when he was with the Colts and he won the Super Bowl, Marvin Harrison. Who was the other boy he had? What was his name?
All right, come on. Before Peyton Manning got to that organization, they were one of the worst organizations in the league.
You remember the Super Bowl when they got blown out by the Seahawks?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Did Tom Brady not lose to the Giants twice?
He did. The Giants were solid teams.
Listen. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all
10 times. You're not gonna win all 10.
Jordan won all 6.
That's Jordan though, and that's basketball. Basketball.
Bill Russell won 8.
That's a whole different sport.
Like no, listen, he is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Who?
Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. All right, he is.
Let's go.
He is. But the greatest athlete of all time, I can't say.
Has crawled out of its shell, and we heard it here.
Speaking of Tom Brady, guys, since we haven't had an episode in a while,
yes, we apologize for lack of content in the past few weeks. We're gonna get to a schedule. When would you guys comment down below when you guys would like to see episodes? Would it be weekly, monthly, every 2 weeks? What do you guys think is a good schedule for us to put out episodes? All right, that will do it for today's episode of the From Philly to Fame podcast. Thank you, Jake, for joining the show. It's great to have you. You guys let us know if you would like to see more of Jake, because we'll see how the feedback is. As always, follow us on Instagram at From Philly to Fame. Subscribe, share, give us feedback. Let us know what you think, what you want to see more of, what you want to see less. And we'll see you guys next time.
And as always, stay safe, stay clean, stay happy.
Yes. See ya.